As the host of this YouTube channel, which specializes in us exploring our ethnicity and our DNA based on DNA tests like I took MyHeritage, or maybe you took 23andMe, what I get to have is an aerial view of what's going on. And it's interesting to see. I like for us to be challenged. I like to challenge you. I like to challenge myself on how we feel about this as we explore diversity and ethnicity. At times, I may be almost heading in the direction of almost what might seem to be racist. But I feel that as we discuss these things, to not talk about certain things might be racist in itself. We have to experience challenges in this journey so that we can explore diversity better. And I'm okay with being on the edge of what might be perceived as racist if it helps us become less racist in the end. What I don't want to do is turn a blind eye. What I don't want to do is say, oh, I don't see color. No, I definitely see color and I appreciate color. I'm not colorblind. I see and I appreciate the differences that our ethnicity, I appreciate those differences because that's who we are as people. That's worth celebrating. It's worth talking about. It's worth finding what common ground do we have so that we can, despite our diversity, we can find common ground. That's something I always say. Now check this out. I can see even in someone who's watching my videos how they've even kind of evolved in this journey. And that's a good thing. That as the leader of this group, that's what I want to do. I want us to be challenged. I want us to mature and be able to have that light bulb come on and think, oh, aha. Here's an example of that. I made a video this weekend with my mom called MyHeritage, My Jewish great-grandmother died at age 38 in 1938. One of the things that my mom and I discussed in that was how we, the concept of certain people in our family very good about managing money, being on top of that. And see, that's something, a stereotype I feel about America is, for the most part, what do they want to do? They want to go ahead and lease that expensive car, impress people with money they don't even have. And to me, my mind's the opposite of that. I want to live well below my means. Even if I ever do run into money, I don't want to show it off and let other people know about it. That's how I look at it. And so we were kind of talking about how that's more of a Jewish concept, that you're very frugal with your money. And I don't see that as a negative stereotype. I think it's completely a positive stereotype, and it definitely opposes the modern day American mindset. I see it as only positive. However, two different people. One, Arthur Hull said, quit stereotyping Jewish people. I asked him Jewish, I haven't heard back from him. I don't think he's Jewish. But then look at this, Olivia Gomez. She said, generalizing about Jews handling money. That's what she said. Of course, as we all know, Nicholas Klarsfeld, he responded by saying, I am Jewish, but I find this accurate. And he tells why, that it is accurate that Jewish people are known for being good at handling their money. And that was a Jewish guy saying that. I'm only a little bit Jewish. This guy is Jewish, and he's backing it up. Now what's funny, imagine Olivia said that I was generalizing about Jews handling money. Well, here's what's interesting. We go to another video that I made, and 2 days later, just 2 days later, I made a video called Why Jews Are Good with Money According to a Jewish Person, right? Olivia returns. And here's what Olivia has to say this time. Remember, she had just 2 days ago, before that, said, I'm generalizing about Jewish people. And then now, look, she's had a change of heart. She has actually had a change in how she views things based on what she says here now. So after having an actual Jewish guy explain why Jewish people are known for being good at handling money, which is a complete compliment, here's what she had to say. Quote, here's what was done to the Jews in Europe as they were not recognized as a genuine sinners. And she talks about how they were treated as outsiders. So basically, she repeats basically what Nicholas, our Jewish friend, had to say. So in the end, she says the Jewish people do have a long history of being money men, and it is in their culture, but it is not genetic. So I feel that what's happened is she first heard what my mom and I said and thought, hey, that's generalizing Jewish people. And she's not Jewish, by the way. So a non-Jewish person said that I was generalizing Jew, and I'm at least a little part Jewish. Then a Jewish person comes along and says, yeah, there's a reason why people generalize Jewish people this way, and here's why. And then she heard it from a Jewish person and basically, in the end, backed it up. So it's interesting because it's easy to say to someone, hey, you're generalizing a whole ethnic group or a nationality. You're generalizing, you're stereotyping. In essence, there's a hint of racism in what you're doing when you generalize. You shouldn't do that, Nick. And that's coming from a non-Jewish person who's saying that. But then once they understand why that is part of the Jewish identity, why it's a compliment, and there's a history, a respectable history of why Jewish people were, for the most part, forced to handle their money better than the modern day American, then the eyes were open. So here's what I say all this for this, is that we don't feel comfortable hearing other people make generalizations about other people's ethnicity. We don't feel comfortable with that. But at the same time, it doesn't have to be a bad thing. We can talk about generalizations about ethnicities as a positive trait. And especially the more we explore those, we realize there's a respectable story behind all this. I guess what I'm saying is, as your host, I don't feel uncomfortable talking about these things as long as I'm doing them in a way that we learn something from it and we can better understand part of our ethnicity. Just like me at the beginning of this video, I'm not a person who says, oh, I don't see color. I'm not a person claiming to be colorblind. I'm not. I instantly see color. I instantly see ethnicity, and I instantly celebrate that. And I'm a curious person who wants to explore why do certain people have these certain traits that aren't even physical? What about their culture led them to believe that, to do that, to act that way, to live that way? That's celebrating diversity. So I want to be public about this. I'm not afraid to be known as someone who's making generalizations about ethnicities, because as long as the intent is true and we can all become better people through it, it's a good thing. It's necessary at times actually to recognize these generalizations. And I think overall we can already see that with our friend Olivia Gomez, who spends so much time of hers watching my videos and commenting on them. She's very involved in my channel. And so it's interesting to see her. She's already, it looks like, have a change of perspective on this. Making generalizations about ethnicities is not always a bad thing. In fact, my whole challenge as a host on this channel, what I want to do is to actually make those generalizations a positive thing so that we can celebrate diversity. Are you with me? Or do you think I'm a racist?